actual LA, just like west. But yeah, I didn't even know Snow had a high school until like 2 days ago. Actually, yesterday. I just like only see college people. I don't know. He's like, Nate's coming. He's like, square jaw. Like, what did he say? He's like, I think that's a square jaw. He's a good looking guy. We're like, okay.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. He's confused as to what my job is because I say announcing because I do play-by-play, but he keeps thinking it's PA announcing, like talking over the thing.
Well, you have to do it. I don't want to do it.
Well, I'm already doing the introductory.
No, you just have to go and say this is boys soccer.
And then
you play the
I'm
national
leaving.
anthem.
And I'm going in my little booth.
Oh, you go over there.
Yeah, I don't want to do that for. Well, with
He's gonna
football.
walk in. Well, you can't stop.
Actually, no. You're gonna hear it. I think in there. I think it's gonna come out of there. Do we meet already?
I think you're in one of my classes.
What?
You go to Cal Poly, right? Sorry.
Wait, no. It's on me.
No, you're like.
I'm the weird one here.
I've never. This is my second time. I just came yesterday. I'm just slow and spread. We're in the same street with you.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'm in accounting and then not you.
What class?
402.
Oh, you have art with me?
Yeah.
I don't look at anyone in that class, so.
You when I presented, you answered more questions, or you answer questions. I don't go, but when I do, like you always talk, so I do like maybe. That's a thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he kind of low key grades.
No, he doesn't.
He said he was going to at the beginning, so.
No, he doesn't.
I thought he was gonna be a super stickler on attendance too, so I've gone to every class.
Have you had him before?
Yeah, I had him once, but he was online.
See, he doesn't care about him.
He did.
Except for this, no, that class. That's the only one I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like I missed like 3 days when I came, and then I saw the attendance sheet thing, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, people have just been slowly not going to class. I've noticed that. It's really funny. But I haven't even thought about the ethical dilemma paper or whatever.
It's really easy. I
Oh,
just
it
gotta
is?
write
Oh,
them.
thank God.
It's 200 to 250 words. Like I wouldn't say that's an essay, but it's
Dude,
two.
that's like a short answer question.
It's two.
Oh, it's two of them?
But it's not that bad. You just like answer what you would do in the situation. I've seen. It's not. He hasn't even graded my presentation. Have you presented?
Yeah, I was the first one.
It's weird how like you had to go super early and some groups still haven't gone.
It was nice, dude. I
I
liked going early.
I
I was
liked getting it
nervous.
over with. Do you know Marco? Wait, what was his name?
Marco?
He's in our class.
There aren't a lot of guys in the class, so.
He's one of the guys in the class.
Is
And
he
he
the guy
never
that
knows the right answer.
Oh.
I feel so
The
bad.
guy that sits
for
up
him.
front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in my group.
Wait. So, okay. I get really bad secondhand embarrassment.
Oh.
So when he did like the Kung Fu Panda quote, do you remember that?
Oh, I think so. He's neat.
I held my pencil pouch and was like squeezing it. I was like, oh my God.
I feel bad for him. Our person was Michael Phelps, and he said like Michael Phillips every single time.
I don't
And I
remember
was
that.
dying laughing. It was so bad. He tries.
So you want me to tell you guys are straight six blocks and stuff or something? And they're showing the good maths.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, so,
What
okay.
was that?
Started at 6 ago.
6:30? was told, do you just want me to say, here's the team and the national anthem, and then I head on over to the YouTube stream. Okay, I think we're starting in. What time is it now? I think we're starting in like 6 minutes. The game. We were just told it starts at 6 now. A videographer came in here. I'm not sure his name. Yes. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know who he was, but he was like, "Hey, just wanted to let you guys know."
It looks like it's started though, so like you're getting us set up.
Okay. Sounds good.
What do you say?
So I'll be there in a second.
So 6:15.
Yeah, he said it should be 6:15.
So should I stop it?
Stop what? I don't know. He's not joking. Okay, well,
Yeah, I don't know why we
So
listen to him. Now that I think
he's,
about
he
it.
gets angry a lot.
who?
Bash. He gets like he gets
Is
butthurt like
really?
really fast. Yeah. I've noticed.
I've not seen that yet. Oh my god, it is starting.
Wait, you need to run out there and say no.
And singing.
On the field.
I believe that's above my jurisdiction.
No, you have
I'm
a
just some
badge.
kid.
You have a badge.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me, guys. I don't want to do this today anyway, so.
I think he's gonna run on the field.
I don't participate.
I guess we should really listen to him. He seems scary though. The guy who came in, he's like,
See you guys.
oh, that's him. What? Why do we listen to him? My voice. He's just a random dude.
Oh,
Okay,
he's
but like,
migrated.
Oh,
low key.
no, yeah, exactly. A random dude.
Yo, low key, we are about to start. Oh, there's
Uh-oh.
Adam running.
Where is
Just
he?
go in the field, Adam.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, he's mad. No, don't stop. Go. Go, go, go.
You just do it for me. You just do it for me.
Do what?
I do the PA.
I don't know how to
Just
do
do it. You're
No,
literally
no,
an announcer.
no, Adam does it for me.
Do you have a job lined up yet or no?
For what?
For after, because you're fourth year, right?
Yeah, I'm doing grad school
For what?
for broadcasting.
There's a grad school for.
Yeah, Arizona State's sick.
for broadcast like the games there?
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh shit.
There's like no opportunities at Cal Poly, which is why I'm here right now.
Like the football team stuff.
No, like ESPN and Learfield like own all the streaming rights, so like students can't get like any reps. So like time that.
Wait, where are you going to grad school?
Arizona State,
Oh, that's fun.
their
It's
program is
huge.
so
That was-
good.
How many? Is it 2 years?
Year and a half.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
just 3 semesters. Super light.
What do you want to work for?
Whatever broadcast company, like play-by-play, baseball, for sure.
Oh, I love
Baseball.
baseball.
Yeah.
When I went into journalism, my parents wanted me to be like the Dodgers announcer.
Oh gosh.
What were you from?
Fill in for Vince Scully.
Do
Or I'm sorry,
you know
coming after
Alana? Where are you from?
San Diego.
Oh, ew. Are you a Padres fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh, ew. What part of
You're a
San Diego?
Dodger fan?
I'm from LA.
That's gross.
My brother goes to CST. I love Padres Stadium now. I have to give it to you.
I know it's good.
It's really fun.
That's our thing.
Um, what part of San Diego?
North County, Carlsbad.
Oh, that's like
You go
not.
legally
That's
anymore?
so far from like
It's like 30 minutes. What's that?
You go legally anymore?
Everyone says that. As a kid, yeah.
Is the band practicing? This is a pretty nice high school.
It got totally done.
Now I want to hear. I want to hear the YouTube broadcast.
Some high school soccer here hitting the airwaves at San Luis Obispo High School here at Holt Stadium. It's opening night here for the San Luis Obispo High School Tigers and the Templeton High School Eagles. Got a matchup coming in tonight. The Tigers finished 6-4-4 in the Mountain League last year for a total of 11-7-6. They finished in 4th place. Season ended by Clovis East in round 2 of the Division II CIF playoffs. And San Luis Obispo missing some 2 key players that they had last season. 2 all-league players that were lost to graduation. We had Justin Schroeder. He led the team in goals. We also had Thomas Bide. So some impactful players that will not be on the pitch tonight for SLO, but stepping in to fill those shoes is defenseman Max Ranta and Thomas Alvarez. We got the midfielder there. In for tonight for San Luis Obispo, looking to make an impact. And we are underway here at Holt Stadium. A lot of fast play happening early on in this game. I think both of these teams are ready to fire out of a cannon. First game of the regular season, and the Eagles and the Tigers both coming out strong. And coming out the box there was Cohen Sizemore to boot it down to the other end of the field. Chris Camp tries to center it. And he finds his man Luke Robbins. Robbins tried to loft it on over to his buddy Gio Ramirez, but it just went a little long. Now Ramirez has been in a fight with River Waltmore ever since, and the ball lofts out of bounds. And Templeton touched it last. Chris Camp will be the man to throw it in. Ball bounced around the box, booted away by Templeton. SLO threatening early. As they get the corner kick here, it's going to be Chris Camp who's going to try to attack early for the Tigers. San Luis Obispo heavy on the offense, aggressively pursuing the ball. Can say the same thing, too, about Templeton. These are both teams hungry to improve from their last season. Ball goes out again. Going to see who it touched last, and it looked like it was a SLO Tiger up there at the baseline. So now kicking it off again is Sizemore, but instead Sizemore is just going to pass it on over. He's attempting to find Wyatt Wilson, but it rolls out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be a San Luis Obispo throw-in. SLO High School, the last team was riddled with seniors. 8 seniors on the field that saw significant playing time out of the 12. So this year, there's a lot of new faces. There was a lot of juniors on the team last year that were on the team but couldn't see playing time because of the backlog of seniors on the pitch. So this year, we're going to see a lot of new seniors and a lot of juniors. We'll see a lot of playing time spike up this year due to the lack of senior presence that the Tigers had last year. Here's Chris Camp, who's been seeing a lot of action tonight. The senior defenseman will toss it over to Max Ranta. Ranta looking for an open man, dishes it over to his co-captain Thomas Alvarez. Now they're just trying to get it out of their own side of the field. A little chip shot there by Andrew Hamilton, trying to get the ball going towards more the Tiger goal. SLO trying to get back in Eagle territory. Sitting comfortably so far. Templeton, defense flying around the pitch so far tonight as they get a takeaway here. We got Rocco Chockelson rocking the gloves tonight. It's a nippy night in San Luis Obispo, and listen, I know it's the central coast of California, and it's really hard to say there's terrible weather, but underratedly, San Luis Obispo gets quite cold at night, so I really can't blame them for the gloves here. Those of you who are listening who live on the Central Coast or have lived on the Central Coast at some point know what I'm talking about. If you're not looking carefully enough, I mean, it could drop down to 45, so the gloves are completely warranted. Fighting for the ball is San Luis Obispo. Coming out successfully as Mantinilla whistle blows. There was a plethora of black and white jerseys going after the ball that was just standing still. It was Mantinilla who came up with it, but he booted it out of bounds. Now Sizemore is going to try to kick things off in a pursuit of striking first for the Eagles. Nice tackle there by Alvarez. That's what we're going to see a lot here. Thomas Alvarez, that's why he's got that neon patch on the arm. He's going to be the guy to get those takeaways, to get those turnovers, even as a midfielder. Him and Ranta are going to be those guys. Here's Slow in the pursuit again. Losing control was Ian Cabrina. And Cabrina had the ball for about a second there, but then lost control. This one goes out of bounds quickly. Back on the throw-in is San Luis Obispo. In the box, fighting for it is Alvarez. Alvarez just kicks it away. Now the goalie Sizemore is going to have to do a little jog to retrieve whatever ball is closest for the goal kick. Just 6 minutes into the first half of this game. It's been high effort, high intensity so far, but San Luis Obispo has just been living in Templeton territory so far. Eagles trying to flip the script now, but not before Camp dishes it over to Mantinea. Mantinea tries to find a man in Sanilnith. Sanilnith is one of those younger faces I mentioned earlier. He was a sophomore last year, now up on varsity as a junior, so he's making his varsity debut tonight as a starter. And it's going to be role players like that that are going to have to be crucial to this slow team. But funny enough, I talk about being versatile and being a role player. Looking at this roster, it seems like most of the men listed on here stick to one position. Not seeing a lot of 2- or 3-way players like Templeton has, like Andrew Hamilton, who plays pretty much every position except goalie. They have him listed as a midi, a forward, and a defenseman. He's on the field right now as a defenseman, but who knows that? Maybe that could switch around later on. I mean, there's a lot of defensive forward hybrids, midfield forward hybrids. As Templeton now in the box, trying to get over to Lane Miller. Header from Waltmeyer, trying to control it. Chalkelson over to the slow high school goalie. He's now trying to find an open man to roll it over to. Some communication happening here. And he's just going to go ahead and drop kick this one to the center of the field, but Templeton will take over again. San Luis Obispo with the biggest challenge of the night so far, as here come the Eagles and a great stop by the Tigers. Dangerous pursuit by Templeton High School. And Hugo Castro saving the day. The most threatening position either team has been on so far this evening. So now 32 minutes left in the first half. Now the Tigers looking for an answer. They just want to get this ball out of their own territory as much as possible. But Chris Dolan is delaying that process. That's going to be another Tiger throw-in. Lane Miller was in pursuit of that ball that was just destined to roll out, and it did. Here's Camp over to Ranta. Camp tries to find Alvarez. Playing some negative ball here, trying to pass it backwards to go forward. And the Eagles are pressing hard here, desperately wanting to build off that momentum they worked hard to obtain to get a goal. I mean, they got awfully close there off that Lane Miller pursuit. And they want to replicate that again here. It looks like one of the weapons, Rocco Chalkelson, is going to be the guy. And Chalkelson and Sagely have been the two-headed monster for Templeton. Sagely had 16 goals last season. That led the team. And keep in mind, he was a freshman during that time. 34 points. That also led the team. It also was tied for third place in the Ocean League for goals. So Sagely certainly a weapon that the Eagles are wanting to utilize this evening. Haven't seen a lot of him so far. But all this has come with the help of Rocco Chalkelson. 14 goals last season. That was second on the team.
32 points last season. That was also second on the team. So they've kind of been the Batman and Robin duo as this shot goes over the goalpost. It's going to be a goal kick for San Luis Obispo. They've been the Batman and Robin tandem for Templeton High School. Who would be the third superhero in that case? It's just them two. But if you were to have a third superhero in that trio, it would be Lucas Hammer. Last season's assist leader for Templeton, he was just feeding the two aforementioned players for goals. And now he's graduated. Rocco's going to have to be the guy to step up and feed sagely to get those points on the board. But Rocco's doesn't have to be all assists. He was also 6th in the Ocean League in goals. So he's also got that threat as well, the two midfielders. That's the big strength for Templeton. And so far it's been threatening near the 18 line, but it hasn't been Chalkelson and Sagely this evening. Really, it's been Lane Miller, Andrew Hamilton. So a bit of a different look. We're not used to seeing this for the Eagles. We're just under 30 minutes here in the first half. Slow wanting to go back to their ways of how they first started this game. Playing some tiki-taka ball over there on the Templeton territory. Looks like they could be starting that here with that little pass to Sam Allen, looking to kick things off for the Tigers. Down the far sideline, being heavily pursued was Sanilnath. Trying to gain control of the ball is Alvarez. He does. And Alvarez is going to get his men going. Wanted to pass that harder than he did, but it almost worked out for him in the end. Here comes San Luis Obispo, just a little high, off the field goal crossbar. That's the second time we've seen that in a matter of minutes. Talk about the goalpost challenge. Typically it's with a soccer goal, but in this case, they're using the football field goals. But some sign of life for San Luis Obispo here. And here comes Lane Miller. Miller with a chance just outside of the box. Centers it. Little long, trying to gain their footing is the Eagles. Trying to center it again there was Templeton High School. Templeton looking threatening on this drive so far. They quickly turned it around. And Lane Miller looking like he's going to be one of those weapons for the Eagles tonight. The Tigers are going to have to learn how to lock him down. He's got great speed going down the sideline. It's like a horse running downhill. Shot on goal by Cabrina goes right into the midst of Sizemore. He did a great job winning that ball. He did the hard part, just couldn't capitalize on that as it went right into the gut of the goalie and Cohen Sizemore. Sizemore heaves it downfield. Tigers just looking for a turnover here. Sanilnath was in pursuit of that pass, but eventually has broken off into a Templeton possession, once again. And it looks like we're going to see a corner kick here for the Eagles. Big moment for the team that lost to Farmsville in the first round of the Division IV playoffs last year. Before doing that, though, they went on a 4-game winning streak just before that playoff loss. As here's the corner. Alvarez doing a great job heading it out of the box. It comes back in. Here's a shot with the left peg. Scooped up by Castro, nice and easy. Nearly 25 minutes remaining here in the first half. So far, fast play for both teams coming out of the gun hot for opening night of men's soccer. Looks like a designed play by Cabrina there. He was taking a knee behind a throw-in, gets up right as the ball's in play. Try to do a little sneak attack there. Here's another one. Alvarez tries to gain control of it, but instead it's a pass over to Hugo Castro, the goalie for the Tigers. Trying to find an open man. Slow. Still trying to figure out their spacing this evening. As here they go. They got some numbers coming down. Try to go after Alvarez. They're going to try once again into the box. Just a little too long for the senior midfielder. And now Sizemore once again will send it to midfield. And Sam Allen trying to gain possession on that ball. He does, over to Max Ranta. Ranta had it over to Ramirez. Now fighting for it on the near sideline was Camp. Camp touched it last. Here's the throw-in for the Eagles. Here's a long one. Lane Miller foot race with Camp. And now he's going to fight to get into the box. Instead, sends it right over to a Tiger defender, and a whistle blows. And a penalty kick here for Templeton. Once again, a great opportunity here for the Eagles to capitalize, get the early lead in the first half. Taking it's going to be Rocco Chockelson. Chollickson way over the goalpost. That's going to be an easy little turnover there for San Luis Obispo, a goal kick. And Chollickson really just lofted that ball way over the goal. Wide right, if you're looking at it in American football terms, of the field goal. Nice header by Ranta. Ranta tried to get it over to Alvarez, and now Ranta comes back up again in pursuit for the ball is Cabrina. Cabrina fighting for it in the box. Loses possession. Ortman is there. But here's Alvarez. And some misfooting on that shot on goal, and Sizemore is just going to topple on top of the ball. Tigers got to record some more shots on goal. Last year, they were less than the national average in goals scored, so maybe they're going to have to be turning to their defense more to stay in this game a little longer. They ended up the season with 6 ties, one less than the amount of losses they had in 7, as this one's stolen away by Dahlin. And Dahlin eventually feeds it over to Chuckson. Here's a shot on goal. Diving save by Castro. Great job to prevent the ball from going in, and the Eagles striking first here at Holt Stadium. Chollickson was in heavy pursuit inside the box after centering that ball. Almost had a chance, but the diving save by Castro keeps the game tied at 0-0. Pretty even match so far, slightly in favor of Templeton if you were to pick a side. But long possession times in each halves of the field. Good ball movement by the Eagles. Out on Templeton. SLO High School's got a piece of equipment down there you don't commonly see with high school programs. They got the sideline tent, the tarp over it with the bench. Not something you see. Usually it's just the naked bleachers out there with the elements, some spare bleachers, but they're going fancy here with the little tent. Hopefully keeping the guys warm as Mantilla sends that one to behind the goal. It's another goal kick here for Templeton. Still waiting to see that Carson Sagely appearance. One of the more electric players on the Templeton roster, currently not on the field. Once again, he led the team in goals scored and points last year as a freshman, playing that midi/forward position. And now Alvarez gets tripped up on the ball. Templeton's going to steal it. Nice slide by the Tigers, and Ramirez tried to go after that ball, but it wasn't clean enough as he touched it last, and the Eagles are going to take over. But Ramirez, great pursuit going after that ball, great effort, but we're going to see Chalkson now reach the halfway point here of the first half. Still no score in Tiger territory for Templeton. Fighting for the ball on the far side, that was Alex Ochoa. That's the junior forward. Trying to get after it and get a spark plug going for San Luis Obispo. Very fast game so far under head coach Joshua Graham, his first season with the Tigers. As Castro is going to get another scoop here and roll it over to Camp. Tigers struggling to get it out of their own territory. That Eagles defense has just been smothering San Luis Obispo so far in this first half. Templeton kept it in. And now here we go again for the Tigers. Here's Cabrina. Cabrina trying to weave his way through the defensive line. And the whistle blows. And more on head coach Joshua Graham when I talk about it. It's his first year as head coach for the Tigers. Born and raised across the pond in Manchester City, United Kingdom. As a child, as a teen, he played for the Man City FC Academy. Decided he wanted to come to the States, so he came to St. Louis, Missouri. He played at St. Louis Community College, eventually transferring just up the street to Cal Poly SLO. He was a captain for the Mustangs in his senior season. That was in 2022 when he graduated. Technically, his senior season was in 2020, but got that year back due to COVID. But now he's here for the SLO Tigers and is now a speed and training coach as well as a soccer coach for the youth in the area, taking his talents at the high school level now. Some knowledge of some OG English football, if you will, coming to the Central Coast. Could be the difference of the Tigers' season this year. As here's a throw in now from Allen. A lofty one at that, but it's just going to go right into the hands of Sizemore. Sizemore once again booting it out of the box. Tigers hoping one possession, it just stays in there and it finds the back of the net somehow. But for now, it's Templeton who touched it last, and Allen's going to do the throw-in once again. He goes for another long one. The 210s duking it out for the ball. And it's SLO who's going to come away with it. Sebastian Haas racing after that ball. He's going to get the throw in for Templeton. The Tigers rocking the zigzag gold and black kits this evening. It's a good look. Templeton keeping it modest and simple with the white tops and green bottoms as this one's sent over to Sizemore once again. Sort of an old school look. Can't really tell from the press box here. It looks like there may be some collars happening, perhaps. That'd be really old school as the header from Allen is whiffed. And now here comes Chalkson once again in pursuit. He's going to have to go through two men trying to weave his way through. Here's a shot with the left peg. It just goes over the net. Scary moment there for San Luis Obispo. So Rocco almost just drilled the back of the net with the left peg while in motion. Nearly 15 minutes left in the half. Story so far has been Templeton living in slow territory, but just hasn't been able to get any points out of it. Here's Rocco again. Stolen by Slow. Here come the Tigers. Alvarez trying to get his guys set up. Some miscommunication. Two Tigers clash, and now it's going to go back into the hands of Templeton. I should say feet, actually, of Templeton. Back over to Castro. Castro's got to get it out. He does. It's going to be a throw-in for the Eagles. Slow's defense really have to find a way soon if they want to get any points here on the board to stop this Templeton offense. And Ranta's got to be talking to his guys, the co-captain, to really play some lockdown defense here. Ranta a senior, Allen also a senior, Campus senior, so you got the experience out there on the pitch. You just got to put it to use here on the possession, as it looks like the aforementioned Sam Allen is grabbing maybe a part of his leg as he's limping towards the sideline. Not really sure what the issue is with the senior defenseman, but now he's bent over on the sideline, the bleach blonde hair facing the sky. So filling in will be Aiden Dellinger. Alvarez centering it to Cabrina. That's going to go out once again. Dellinger was in pursuit. Got three players warming up down on the sideline there for Templeton. Nil-nil game. 12:50 left to go in the first half. Opening night at Holt Stadium. Ranta trying to get it out of their half. Negative ball once again. Swarming all over the San Luis Obispo side is Templeton. Always got at least one guy back there going after the ball. Camp left peg, intercepted by Rocco. On the ground was Mantilla trying to get it to his man, but it's intercepted, and Alvarez takes a shot at Hamilton. That's going to draw an obvious whistle. Some frustration flaring up here on the pitch. Alvarez clearly upset. Used his teammate Mantilla as a demonstration as to why that should not be a foul. Mantilla's going to hobble off the field, though. Coming in for him, it looks like it's going to be Jack Dunning, the sophomore. And it's confirmed Mantilla's going to come off. Here comes Dunning, sophomore midfielder, checking in for the first time this season. Here's Rocco, chip shot. It was a little long, unsuccessful PK. And here comes goal kick for the Tigers. Whistle blows, some substitutions coming in for Templeton. Still waiting for that Carson Sagely appearance. One of their better weapons. has seemed light field time tonight. That just goes to show you, if he were in the game more, you can only imagine if the score would be any different at all. You wonder if your biggest goal-scoring threat, this game could be looking a little different if you're on the field consistently throughout the first half. But Slow inching their way into the opposing half of the field. They keep trying to go after that center. Cabrina just trying to find a man in the middle. Here's Dunning. Little handoff. Back to Dunning. Trying to gain control of the ball. The sophomore trying to still get his legs underneath him. Checking into his first varsity game. And that shot by Senilnith. It's going to come up empty. It's just going to roll over to the goalie. Whistle blows once again. Looks like some more substitutions here for Templeton. And Rocco Charlickson's going to come on out of this game. And he's now bent over on the sideline. All of a sudden, both teams have been catching the slight injury bug, as we're now in single-digit minutes left in the first half. To get things going, that was Aiden Dellinger trying to gain control of the ball. Eventually, Senilnith. Templeton always having two men pressing no matter what. They're just flying all over the ball tonight. There's Senilnith to Alvarez. Dellinger. Now Alvarez. He sees Cabrina. Cabrina, it's a foot race. Sliding for it was Sizemore. He lost control of it. Open ball for 1 second there, but then he pounces on top. Ball has yet to be settled on the ground. Bouncing in between players. Airborne. Here's Dellinger. Down the sideline. Doesn't have the numbers, but still trying to make some magic happen as he touched that ball last. It's going to be another throw in for Templeton. River Waltmeyer is going to be the guy. Loose ball. Regained by Slow. Senilnith heavily covered by Templeton. He's going to pass it back over to Camp. Good ball movement by the Tigers here. Trying to find an open man, but is intercepted by Ortman. But he'll boot it out of bounds. With some pace, the Tigers throw it back in. Still no help. Carina looking to try to find the center of the ball, but his guys aren't there yet. It's going to be a turnover. Templeton's going to take over here. This one's going to roll out of bounds once again. Alvarez loses control. Ball still hopping around. Alvarez fighting for it. He gets shoved on top of the ball. A little update here. We got the men's playing Templeton right here on opening night, but the women's team is in Templeton right now, facing the Eagles as well. They're up 2-0 on the Eagles. Dellinger centers it. Comes up dry. Senilnith. Side of the foot. Tries to go for Dellinger. Picked off by Templeton. Some short little passes here for Slow. Trying to cook with 5:30 left to go in the first half. Loose ball. Here's the Eagles. Hamilton had it, try to get it over to Ortman. But now it's slow again. Kania. Here's a chance for Kania to put it in. But once again, Sizemore is there to break things up. Here's Dunning again. It's a great move. Puts Sebastian Haas on the ground. Nice candy hop once again for Sizemore. Tigers really want to build off what they have going right now. But really, it's just been that Templeton defense doing a great job swarming the ball. Number I'm seeing most commonly out there is Richard Hoffman, the senior forward. Really hunting for that ball, trying to prevent any points up on the board for slow. There's Hoffman trying to chip it to Wyatt Wilson. And it's just going to go out of bounds. Sanilnath. Heavy pressure. Dunning. Centers it. Contested. And covering his face with his hands was Cabrina. Cabrina knew it. He should have gone after that one. Cabrina's been set up a few times tonight. Still waiting to finally put the punctuation mark on the end of that sentence. Tigers wanting to get something on the board before the first half ends. It's 3:19 left to go. Chip shot from Filippo Rico. Rico's tries to go after it, and it was a fight with Andrew Hamilton in the ball, and Hamilton won. Rico being double-teamed. Camp hits it off him, and it's going to be a throw-in for San Luis Obispo. Got to be the possession here for the Tigers. They want to get some points on the board. Pass to Dellinger went out of bounds. It was just hugging that line, and it eventually went out. Bringing it back in for the Eagles, Connor Flanagan. The substitute that came into this game a little earlier. New face in for the Eagles, River Alsup. And it was Alsup and Hoffman going after that ball that rolls out once again, but it was touched by a Tiger defender. So Flanagan's going to try this one again. Under 2 minutes now in the first half. Henry Gonzalez was fighting for that ball, trying to get something to happen. Tigers are going to come up with it, though. Ranta over to Dunning. Karina asking for it in the middle. He's going to get it. This one's going to roll out, though, after Karina and Dellinger were both in pursuit of that ball. And the clock's frozen at 2 minutes here. Maybe some extra time here in the first half? Question mark? Not sure what's going on. I feel like the half would have ended by now, but we're just going to play on anyway, as they say. And here's Alvarez in pursuit. Kania still fighting for it. No one has full possession. Alvarez is going to tug on Dahlin. And that's going to draw a whistle. As Ortman's going to be the guy to pass it on over. Start it back up. Some chippy ball in the first half. Camp to Dellinger. Dellinger trying to show us what he's got skills-wise, and he makes a great move and pass over to Alvarez. Here's the center to Kania, and a chance! And just an absolute shot by Cohen Sizemore. This is the most blatant call, I think, and nothing. This is actually unbelievable. A football-style tackle by Cohen Sizemore on Kania, and no whistle was blown. Absolutely ridiculous. And it looks like a whistle was blown, and it's going to be a yellow. But not on who you think. Cabrera gets the yellow, and what a funky way to end the first half here at Holt Stadium. We're tied at 0. The SLO High School Tigers are hosting the Templeton Eagles here on the Tiger News Network. Here we are back from half at Holt Stadium at San Luis Obispo High School. Opening night here for the men's soccer team. The Slow High Tigers hosting the Templeton Eagles. We're going to switch sides here. And out the gates, some heavy pressure from the San Luis Obispo defense fighting for the ball. Going to end up with the Eagles. And they're just trying to get out of the mud that the Tigers are creating. Two men diving after the ball. Some heavy effort already by San Luis Obispo. Looks like it's a similar lineup to what we saw to the first half. And at this point, I think we're just going to have to assume that Carson Sagely is battling some sort of illness or some injury. There is a flu going around San Luis Obispo, so maybe that could be a safe assumption. But one of their most deadly weapons, if not their most deadly weapon, for the Eagles on the sideline. As a reminder from the first half, 16 goals last season. That led the team and was also third in the Ocean League. He also led the team with 34 points. So a presence dearly missed right now by Templeton. Those numbers, by the way, as a freshman, going to this game, we were looking forward to seeing what kind of magic he can put out there on the pitch tonight. But so far we haven't seen him as Alvarez gains control of that ball. Whistle blows. Hands go up. It's been a frustrating night for Alvarez so far. It's gotten a bit chippy. Definitely got chippy in the box in the final seconds of the first half. Play where Cohen Sizemore just launched himself at Cabrina. Slow Tigers were very upset. Palms were in the air everywhere, wondering where the whistle was. But for now, still tied 0-0 here. Just starting the second half of play. And the Tigers just trying to get away from that relentless Templeton defense. It's really firing on all cylinders for the Eagles so far this evening. The only thing that they're missing is, in fact, a goal. If I wouldn't know any better, it seems like they're playing with a lead. Alex Ochoa with the throw in quickly goes out of bounds once again. And man, there's got to be a better system here. Ball keeps rolling all the way over the 9-lane track onto the fence. Players are having to run after it. Ochoa, the junior, is going to throw it in once again. And Luke Robbins starting to get some time now. Starting the second half is going to pass it over to Camp, who we're familiar with at this point. And Camp's going to send that one out of bounds. Once again, Templeton's picking up where they left off. Just chilling in slow territory throughout the first 4 minutes of this second half. That's sort of how they ended this whole thing before Slow caught some fire. Could be catching some fire here. It's stolen away by the Eagles. They're going to turn it around. And here's Rocco. Rocco weaving past Zanilnith. Fighting for it was the captain Ranta, and he's going to stumble down. Whistle blows. Calling a foul on that play on Ranta. Not sure I agree with that one. But they're going to line him up anyway. A lot of sky-facing palms for the Tigers tonight in reaction to referee calls. But now the boys are lined up, and the last person you would want on the Templeton offense, besides Sagely, is lining up for the penalty kick. That's Rocco Chalkston. This time they get away, though. It's lofted out of bounds. Another goal kick for San Luis Obispo. Tigers lose the ball again. Eagles on the throw-in. Rocco doing it himself. Still has the ball. Dishes it back to his defenseman. Trying to keep it in bounds. Alvarez is there. Here come the Tigers. Here comes Dunning. And stopped by Sizemore. Two players clashing into the goalie. Scary moment there for Templeton. Exciting for San Luis Obispo. And that was actually Lunsford, in pursuit of that ball. But Sizemore gets the scoop. And here's the boot. Alvarez slipping. Still has the ball, though. Last slippage tonight. Moist night here on the Central Coast. Cold night, as mentioned before. As Alvarez has some words for his corresponding Templeton defender. Here goes Rocco down the sideline with some footwork. 2 men on. Running in circles, Dellinger's gonna pick it. Rocco goes after it. Looked like he tripped up Dellinger on that play. Tigers again. Here's Gomez. The stop by Templeton saves the day. Jacob Ortman stopped a wide open shot for Gomez. But now we're going to see a corner kick here for the Tigers. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Here's the corner. Ball being dribbled around. It comes out on the Templeton side. And the shot on goal by Ranta goes wide left. Not necessarily a hard shot. Had some good spin on it, some deceptive spin. And it rolls out. Shot on goal for Slow. Eagles back at it. Here's Miller. Saw Miller the first half. That speed was certainly something people turn their heads at. And it looks like an offsides call here for San Luis Obispo. That was another chance there for Alvarez. Lane Miller, Luke Collar exchanging headers. It's going to roll out of bounds, and now San Luis Obispo is going to throw it back in. Lane Miller is going to take it. And Ranta gets tripped by Miller. Whistle blows. And Miller just stuck his leg out there after going after that ball. It's going to be Ranta, the one to send it downfield. Got some action warming up on the sideline here for the Tigers. We'll see what head coach Joshua Graham has cooking. Here's Lansford. Being contested by Dahlin. Gets away. Rocco gains control. Chip shot. No one in a white shirt. Castro scoops it. But Luke Collar was threatening there on that pursuit. Sanilnith finds Alvarez. Alvarez tries to send it on over to Gomez, but it just rolls out of bounds. It was a good effort by Alvarez. It had the spin on it. Tried to pass it in front of him so Gomez could go after it, but it just rolled out of bounds. Under 30 minutes left of play here in this match. And Robbins dancing around, ball rolls out. Here come the Tigers. Long ball, little too long, as Wiltmeyer for the Eagles gains control, but not before Lansford gets the leg in there. A little too much leg at that. It's going to be a throw in for Templeton. Thrown by Templeton. Alvarez looking for Lansford. Scooped up again by Sizemore. Fighting for the ball at midfield. Whistle blows. Full moon tonight, everyone, as the moon comes over the Santa Margarita Mountains, shining a bright light onto the field here tonight at Holt Stadium. And the way this game's going so far, it seems like goals are coming once in every blue moon. Here's a center ball. Little long. Dellinger trying to save it. Here's a shot, and Gomez was right there, but the ball went right over his head. A center by Camp, trying to find Gomez, but just an unfortunate bounce. Goal or not, the type of play that San Luis Obispo can build off of. Some of the heaviest pursuit we've seen at the goal in this game so far for the Tigers. Alvarez trying to draw the foul after the shoulder touch. Left peg in the air shot is caught on a line by Sizemore. Mantilla was trying to go after that one with the left peg midair. It's a great shot. But unfortunately, right into the clutch of the keeper. Long throw over to Gomez. Gomez trying to fight off a man. He's going to lose that one as the ball rolls out of bounds. And it actually looks like it was touched last by Rubin of the Eagles. So throw in for the Tigers, but Eagles quickly gain possession. Ranta intercepted. Here's Lansford. Lansford having the size advantage. Excuse me, Lunsford. Another opportunity there for the Tigers. Spoiled by the resilient defense of River Waltmeyer, the senior defender. Here's Gomez. Losing his footing is Sanilnith. Now losing the footing is Robbins. Open gap for the Eagles. Shot rolls to Castro. Castro catapults it. Far sideline. Nice slide by Waltmeyer. Once again, River Waltmeyer putting on a defensive show tonight for Templeton. Gomez behind his own legs. Tries to go for Lunsford. Eagles back in pursuit. Some numbers at the wings. Rocco tried to go after it. with Colton Cavallo. It was stopped by that Tiger wall. As here's Camp, finds Lunsford. Lunsford's got to get it off. Getting shoved. Some more negative ball. Here's Sanilnath. Sanilnath with some greenery to work with. He's going to try to go after Gomez. Goes a little long in the box, and Sizemore is going to tap it and pick it up. Walking with it in the left hand. Trying to set up another play here as the boys catch their breath. There's the header by Ranta. That goes over to Wiltmeyer. Wiltmeyer loses it. Some more space. Here's Alvarez. Can't control it, and Ortman boots it away. Left peg, Dellinger. Here's Ranta again. Alvarez. Surveying. His defender slips. Sanilnath. Taps it to Ranta. Back to 17, Sanilnath. Waltmeyer again is there. Trying to control it. Turns it over. Centers it for Alvarez. Slow starting to cook with some gas here. We're seeing if it will pay off for him. Left peg, deep shot. Wide left. Dellinger went after it. A strong attempt goes wide left. But the work of San Luis Obispo does not go unnoticed here. Fighting in nearly the halfway mark of the second half, trying to get some points on the scoreboard. Looks like we're going to see an appearance from Luke Oatman. Saw him in the football season this year on this very same field. He's going to check in now for San Luis Obispo. Here come the Tigers again. Gomez is open near side. There's Dellinger. Dellinger weaving through. Left shot again. Goes off a defender, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Here comes a corner for San Luis Obispo. Huge moment for the Tigers to perhaps put themselves up in this game. This could be the payoff here for San Luis Obispo, and it's actually a throw-in. Oh, and Alvarez was coming in there hot. Couldn't capitalize. The fans all got butterflies in their stomach right now because Slow is getting awfully close to putting one in the back of the net. And that throw-in must have been inches away from being a corner. I thought it was going to be a corner kick. Ended up being a throw-in. But the game's still tied at 0 here at Holt Stadium. But now here come the Eagles. All of a sudden, wide open. Great defensive effort there by Ranta. Ranta showing us why he's the captain of this team. Filippo Rico in on the play there, but it was Max Jokovsky who was just wide open down the near side. And the Tigers slowly building their way back up into enemy territory. Someone's got to get open in the middle there, and it's going to be Sanilnath. Picked off by Haas. Intercepted by Camp. Deflected by Rocco. Trying to create space is Dunning. Dunning, chip shot to Dellinger. Dellinger's got some numbers. Lunsford's open. Good stop by the Eagles. Far side, Lunsford fighting one man. And after being pursued by 3 defenders, it gets booted out of bounds. Tigers getting awfully close to scoring a goal here with exactly, we're halfway through the second half. Lunsford, long throw in, deflected by Templeton. Jokovsky tries to center it. Gomez swoops it up. Trying to draw the foul there was Ochoa, and it looks like he's going to get it. Ochoa got tripped up there on the shin area, went flying. Drew the whistle call. Tigers needing anything they can get to get a goal here. They've gotten so close so many times in this second half. They're just really waiting for that payoff. Beginning of the second half and the end of the first has been all Templeton in Tiger territory, but Slow has flipped the script as he goes after Gomez. Gomez to Lunsford. Lunsford fighting it with Ortman. Back in the hands once again of the goalie and Cohen Sizemore. Here's Dellinger, man on man with Rocco. He's got some help. Rocco boots it right off Sanilnath. And it's Camp who's going to bring it back into play. Whistle blows. We got a man limping. And oof, not a great sight for the Eagles. Rocco Chalkson goes down. Looks like it could just be a cramp though. He got his teammates stretching him there on the far sideline, holding up that right leg. While that's going on, Sam Allen looks to be feeling better, shaking off the legs as he checks back into this game. Looks like Rocco is going to stay in this game. They're going to need him to if they really want a chance at getting a score. Here's Ranta. Ranta to Lunsford. Lunsford with some speed. He's got people trailing him. Right leg. Goal! The first goal of the San Luis Obispo season. It's Severin Lunsford. The senior forward just in a foot race. Tucks it away. A breach in the system for Templeton, and it was Lunsford with some breakaway speed. 1-0 San Luis Obispo. It's got to feel good to finally get some points on the board here. They've been working hard in this second half, Slow has. But they can't be content with just the one. They got to put that crooked number up on the board if they really want to feel satisfied with their performance. Fans still feeling pretty excited after that one, as they should be. Some hard work went into scoring that goal for the Tigers. On the throw is Sebastian Haas, the junior defender for Templeton. Great pass over to Gomez, but it's stolen by Templeton. Rocco trying to work his magic, weaving through 3 defenders. Gets outnumbered, whistle blows. Sloan needing to regain possession here to keep that momentum alive. Vibes are up here at Holt Stadium. Let's keep it that way if you're the Tigers. Gotta get a stop here on this PK. Waiting for that whistle. Rocco gets it. Here's the shot. Great save by Hugo Castro, diving on the top left corner. Wow, I thought Rocco Chalkson had that one. But Hugo Castro, what an athletic play to keep it out of the goal. So the Tigers keep it alive, but it is a goal kick, a corner kick here for Templeton. And some substitutions. Finally, a break for Chris Camp. He's been in the entire game. And tip your cap to Camp as well. High effort, doing a great job getting balls out of the box. Out of the 6-foot line. Tap in corner here for Templeton goes back out of bounds. Luke Oatman tapped that one out. Just about 13 minutes left to go here in the game. And Templeton is looking for an answer. We'll see if they can confine here in Lance Smith to make something happen, but Dellinger takes over, loose ball. Rocco goes after it. Tackle on the far side by Dunning. Whistle blows. It's going to be slow ball here. Short pass over to Robbins to get things going. Ball's turned over. Lunsford, the goal scorer, had control, but now it's going back to Robbins. He's probably just going to tap this back to Castro. He does. Castro to Gomez. It's been the Allen and Gomez so far on this near side. As here's Lunsford once again in pursuit, fighting with one defender. He slides. Lunsford makes a move. Left peg once again. Severin Lunsford with another goal. And ambidextrous feet, as the first one was with the right leg, second one with the left. 2-0 San Luis Obispo. And the senior forward is just having himself a night, looking like Jimmy Butler in the bubble when he's leaving over the base of the basketball hoop. I hope you guys understand that reference. If not, that's your homework. Google that image. But Severin Lunsford, having that unexpected breakaway speed, just runs past the last two defenders. The last thing they see is that shiny blonde hair next to that ball hitting the back of the net. And the expected goal scorer of the night is Thomas Alvarez, also a senior midfielder. He was tied for third last season in goals scored, but he led the team in assists. He didn't get the assist on that second goal nor on the first, but if you were to look at this roster heading into this game and would go, who's going to be the guy that puts up 2 tonight? I don't think a lot of us expected Severin Lunsford, but he's proven us all wrong right now. Looking like an absolute athlete on those last 2 goals. Now under 10 minutes here left to go at Holt Stadium. SLO High School has the lead 2-0 against Templeton on opening night. They're wanting to add on to that as much as possible as Lunsford with the no-look pass to Bellinger goes a little long. Here's Gomez. Another foot race with Haas. Gomez, whistle blows. Sends it midfield. Headered by Allen. Haas sends it into the middle of the field. Rocco is there trying to set something up. And Miller, who has seen significantly less action in the second half here. Granted, they haven't been as threatening in the second half either in terms of goal scoring. Great job staying on the feet. Another center ball. This one's going to go out of bounds. Jack Dunning did a great job making sure he stayed on his feet going after that ball. There was some ankles flying around lower on the ground. He could have easily just taken a tumble, but he kept the legs churning. Gave SLO a chance at another shot on goal. Lane Miller throwing a shoulder. And that's one of the easiest decisions the ref has had to make all evening. A player slow to get up after that hit. And Caleb Mentilla just got decked by Lane Miller. Miller with that linebacker-type body, just throwing a shoulder at the junior midfielder. So it's going to be Ranta who feeds it over to Sam Allen. Ranta pointing over at Dunning. Contested. Back over to Allen. Left foot Gomez. Here's Gomez again. And Ranta with just another clear shot in the back. Just absolutely clotheslined or blindsided. You can see the Templeton frustration beginning to rise here with 7 minutes left to go in the game. Lane Miller straddling Dunning on the ground, but here comes Rocco. Doesn't really have numbers, but Ranta is in pursuit. Trying to beat a man, doesn't. Great defense by Luke Robbins to get it back over to Dunning. Dunning facilitating it over to Gomez. Ball gets booted out. Robbins struggling to control it was Tompkins. We got another cramp, potentially. Jacob Ortman was on the ground there. He had Sebastian Haas flexing that right ankle, typically something you'd see as a cramp remedy for a hamstring or a calf, but it appears Ortman's okay. He's walking it off, minimal limp. Exchanging words with Lunsford. Lunsford just making sure he's okay. Some smiles being had. Whistle finally blows. But not before a substitution. And a great night for Aiden Dellinger coming in there, being the facilitator for the two Lunsford goals. And Sanilnath is going to come in after a well-deserved break. The Tigers needing to hold on to this lead. Allen finds Lunsford. Lunsford is not going to win this race against Ortman, as he now has it. Dishes it over to Hamilton. Gets stolen. Lunsford to Dunning. Another whistle blows. Charlickson sends it deep. Header Robbins, excuse me. Rolling on the ground was Alsup as Dunning takes off with the ball. A little 56-degree out of bounds. For all my golf enthusiasts out there. Similar action to a little sand wedge. About 4 minutes left to go in the game. What's interesting here about American soccer, we see this in college as well, is that the clock goes down. Typically, you see it going up. But I guess in the minds of Americans, it makes more sense to see the clock going down. We're more accustomed to that. We see it in hoops, in basketball. We see it in football, our football. So, could be a little American touch here with the clock. Makes it a little difficult to really follow how much time's left in the game because you don't know what stoppage time is. But I digress. We'll just call it about 3:30 left to go in the game as Lunsford sends it over. Gomez was in pursuit, ready for it to get centered. Mantilla was there that time. Mantilla again. And the jump ball is won by Sizemore, who gets it out of there quickly. Sanilnath. Dunning in pursuit. Intercepted Allen. Allen down the sideline. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in Haas. Sanilnath taps it out of bounds again. Another Templeton throw in. Haas looking for an open man. Black and yellow jerseys for every white jersey with green shorts. Tigers just absolutely parking the bus in this second half. Another Eagle slow to get up. That's River Alsup once again. And speaking of River, that's been their best defensive player. A different River, River Waltmeyer. Haven't seen much of him late in this second half, though. But this River here also draws the foul. Chalkson's going to take the PK. Alvarez checks back in for Jack Dunning, the captain, Alvarez. They're going to need as much help as possible. Heading down the final minutes of this ball game. Tigers up 2-0. Here's the shot. It goes over the crossbar. Good for 3 points if this was American football, but we're playing soccer here, and it's going to be a goal kick for San Luis Obispo. And Dellinger looks like he's warming back up with the neon green penny. Low kick to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to facilitate it to his fellow teammate. It's going to end back up with Allen. Allen Gomez. Alvarez with some room. He finds Mantilla. Mantilla being heavily pursued by Chalkson. In the goal box. Lunsford was going after that one again, but a slide by Dolan prevents another goal. Deep ball for Gonzalez is scooped up by Castro. Castro over to his captain, Max Ranta. Ranta over the head of Haas, and that's going to be another Eagle throw-in. Really at the final seconds, Tigers just got to be playing keep away here. Just let the clock drain out. A goal wouldn't kill them from Templeton. Certainly wouldn't be ideal, though, as Lunsford whiffs on that pick. He had a wide open lane on that goal, towards the goal, by the way. And he almost picked it up and threw it in the wrong direction. Alvarez shaking his head. But it's Sam Allen who's going to come in with the throw-in. I spy Mantilla being wide open, but he just does the short route to Lunsford. Air ball dribbled by Gonzalez. Gonzalez over to Chalkson. Chalkson in pursuit by Sanilnith. Chip shot into the gut of Allen. Allen gains control, though. Ball still in play. The flag waves up. Fingers go in the hair of Tompkins. As it looks like they're going to call it out on him. It's going to be Max Aranta taking the kick here. Deep ball past the defenders. It's going to roll right into the mitts of Sizemore. Sizemore booting it again. Still waiting on that stoppage time. When it's going to actually happen, it's not on the scoreboard. It's up to the discretion of the refs. So now we're just going to play a game of wait and see here. Ball goes out again. Tough to see where it actually went because we got the tent here, but ref makes the call for me. And Templeton with that throw in. Stumbling was Robbins. And here's a chance for Templeton. Good defense, San Luis Obispo. Just trying to hold on for the final minutes of this game. Here's a shot by Chalkson. A bit botched. Backwards pass for San Luis Obispo. And they're going to come out of this one victorious. Opening night at Holt Stadium for the Slow Tigers, and it couldn't have gone any better. 2 goals from Severin Lunsford put San Luis Obispo ahead of Templeton to start off their season.